After a while, we got a new retro handle review. This time we're checking out Powkiddy X28 with 5.5-inch display, T618 CPU and 4 gigs of RAM, which puts it among the most powerful retro handhelds with great price to performance ratio. It costs right around $150, but is it truly that good, or should we rather stick to a different machine? Let's find out. Like usually, we're checking out the most interesting and the most demanding emulators like Vita 3K, Dolphin, EtherSX2, Redream, PPSSPP, Citra, but right after we examine the build quality. Its shape fits nicely into my hands, plastic feels cheap, from the front side there is a D-pad, face buttons, 2 clickable joysticks, 2 speakers, start select and 4 Android function buttons, which I'm a big fan of. From the top there is a volume, headphone jack, USB-C, mini HDMI, micro SD, power button and a bumpers and triggers, which are doable. They definitely feel way better than on X55, which is less powerful but very similar in terms of size and controls. Here I'm doing a quick comparison with Switch Lite. That one is a bit shorter and a bit thinner. Then I'm comparing it to PS Vita, to Anbernic RG405M and to Powkiddy Arcade 2023. You can see all the specs right now on the screen. It has 64 gigs of internal storage and it doesn't come with micro SD card filled to the brim with ROMs. As I said before, T618 CPU, 4 gigs of RAM and 5.5-inch 16:9 ratio touchscreen that is not of the highest quality. It will do the job, but if you are used to OLEDs, same like me, you're gonna see the difference straight away. It is running Android 11. When you switch it on, for the first time it greets you with this game launcher setup, which I had to change immediately for classic Android layout, or you can install any other launcher if you wish to. There was like RetroArch and PPSSPP installed out of box, nothing else. So it isn't really beginner friendly, cause you had to install all the rest manually. But it's not such a big deal in my opinion, cause the Play Store is functional out of box, so you just pick what you want or sideload APK in case it's not in there. I think on earlier models there was no Play Store or English available straight out of box, but on my unit it was there. Which reminds me, huge thanks to Geek for providing this machine for honest review. Link for it is down below, check it out if you're into it. All opinions are my own, of course. So, we have installed all the emulators and inserted microSD with the ROMs. Now we can finally play some God of War, Chains of Olympus or Ghost of Sparta with auto frame skip off and at 2x native resolution. And they are running really good, I was surprised. Ratchet & Clank, Silicon Carnage, in Midnight Club, when I answered the call, there were some slowdowns, so I had to turn on the auto frame skip, but overall, very satisfying. The joysticks are a bit weird, it is very difficult to go diagonally with them. It's not a big deal, but you're gonna notice it with some games. D-pad is also not great, I prefer Anbernic one, but it was way better than on Arcade 2023, which is awful. Also guys, if you're enjoying these videos, like and subscribe, cause there is certainly more to come. Dreamcast via Redream is running full speed at 60 FPS and native resolution. All games I've tried were running exceptionally well. Soldier of Fortune, Techromancer, Res, Sonic Adventure 2. No wonder why, this chip is more than capable for Dreamcast, but is it as good also for Gamecube via Dolphin MMGR2? Like with other handhelds with this chip, there are many good games that you can enjoy, like Red Faction, Super Mario Sunshine, Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, 13. The performance in general is better with Vulkan, but for some games you need to change it to OpenGL, otherwise they won't be playable like Resident Evil 4 or Battalion Wars. I like the Dolphin performance, but I felt like something was holding it back, cause I've noticed some games perform worse than even on the weaker chip T616, the Blackview Top 16 I reviewed recently. Even when I compared it to stock RG405M, Metroid Prime was running better in there, and they both have same chipset, so my conclusion was that the culprit has to be the software. Right now, you cannot install custom firmware, cause there is none, and there might never be. Unlike on Ambanic RG405M with Gamma OS, which I still haven't tried, and it performs better than stock. I'm still kinda hesitant because of the installation process. We'll see. Now what everybody's waiting for, PS Vita via Vita 3K Android. Uncharted Golden Abyss. Bit slow when you're fighting. Gravity Rush, pretty good. Muramasa Rebirth, awesome. Same as Dragon Crown. I couldn't run Drive Girls for some reason. I've tried OpenGL and Vulkan, but nothing. Even though it was playable on the Blackview Tab 16 before. But I couldn't run Muramasa in there. You know, Vita 3K is still work in progress, so sometimes it is hit or miss. And in general, it performs best with Snapdragon CPU anyway. I do really like Vita 3K. It's getting better every day. It's never gonna replace genuine PS Vita, but that doesn't mean it should not exist. Quite opposite, it exists cause people wanna emulate best Vita games that they cannot experience anywhere else, besides Vita obviously. Big up to the people who still keep supporting it and making it better. Keep it up. Now PS2 via EtherSX2. Easier to emulate games run okay. Harder are not so playable. You can get away with playing something like Silent Hill, Max Payne, Kingdom Hearts, Neo Contra. Even Red Dead Revolver is pretty playable, to my surprise. You can have a lot of fun in here, but I wouldn't buy it solely for playing PS2 games or the higher end emulation in general. Few easier 3DS games via Citra are playable, like AVGN, but the best titles like Super Mario 3D World are not. We cannot forget about the native Android gaming. I've tried GTA San Andreas, Hollow Knight, Cuphead, all were running great. I'm sure you can play newer games full speed too in lower details. Built-in app for remapping buttons comes in handy for games that doesn't support physical controls straight out of box. I almost forgot about Happy Chick app. It comes pre-installed and you can get here a bunch of pirated games. I didn't really use it cause it's mostly for all the systems. You can find here games up to PSP and Dreamcast. And in my opinion, it's way better to install and set up emulators by yourself. Your way, not by Happy Chick way. Now to my final thoughts. What I like, what I don't like. I like the size. I like the speakers. They are loud and clear. I like 4 Android physical action buttons. They are very useful. On RG405M, there is Star, Select and 1 button. Here is Star, Select plus 4 buttons. Home, Back, Multitasking and Button Mapping. On Ambanic, if you want to press Home or multitask, you always gotta swipe from the bottom for buttons to appear. So, to have them physically on the handheld, it is very convenient and I'm a big fan of it, cause I'm using it a lot. All the controls are not great, but I'm not pissed off when I'm using them. LCD could be high quality, but you can see everything and there is also plenty of brightness. The most lacking part is, in my opinion, the software. I think it is not optimized to its fullest potential. It could be way better, especially compared to weaker chip or same chip on different device. All in all, not bad device. 5.5-inch 16:9 LCD offers solid viewing experience. At GoGengi website you can get it for $170, including shipping and taxes. You might get it cheaper from AliExpress, depending on whereabout in the world do you live. Retroid Pocket 3 is more expensive, better optimized, but with smaller screen. RG405 has tiny 4-inch 4x3 screen, and Switch Lite cannot really emulate anything unless you mod it, which is expensive as hell. So in the end, it all depends on your personal preferences. For myself, it is quite good, but there are so many options nowadays that it is almost impossible to choose anything. I hope this video will help you with that. Thanks for watching, thanks to members for support. Ahoy!
There you are. You got lucky once, but it won't happen again. Put the gun down.
What are you doing to my pots and pans?
Now don't handpick the boy. Next trip into town, I'll buy you a whole bunch of...